Hello, welcome to CEAZOR Snack Sandwich. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the FLEXA network and the AMP token. Now, I've had this AMP token on my radar a little bit. It's just, I've seen it around and stuff like that, and I haven't bothered to look at it, but today I decided to look at it, and it's quite unique. It has some very interesting use cases. And this FLEXA network is pretty interesting as well. Basically, what the FLEXA network aims to do is to use the AMP token to allow merchants to accept crypto as payment. So merchants don't really want a whole bunch of like shit tokens in their wallets, right? They don't want to handle private keys. They don't want to handle like all these different cryptos and stuff like that, but they can if they wanted to through this network. But let's say they only want to handle fiat. Then this network will allow them to get paid in fiat and allow me, the crypto degen, to spend his crypto. Okay. Now, this is not completely decentralized because, there are banks involved. There is fiat. There is also like some custody of tokens here that needs to be done. But it's a pretty damn good step towards what we want. And that is adoption of crypto for payment in real world stores and also on online merchants as well. So I'm going to kind of go through this, explain how it works. I've got a flowchart all set up to explain how the AMP token and how the FLEXA network interact with the merchants and stuff like that. But let's just take a quick look at a few things here. So it's guaranteed settlement. So the merchants have no risk. They're definitely going to get paid. And that's great. Okay. They have some global currencies. It does say here down that it's only available in US and Canada. However, I remember somewhere reading that it's like also supported in Latin America or something. I can't remember where, but I think it was El Salvador's Bitcoin thing, right? So they've integrated with that as well. So there's not I couldn't find a complete list of all the shops, but I do know that like if you go into the apps that you need to use or that you can use, then you can see the shops that are supported in there. So maybe they're going to build something about this and basically explain all these places where you can spend your crypto via this system. So anyways, let's go over to the AMP token. So the AMP token is the key thing that makes this entire system work. The AMP token is unique. It's not an ERC20 token. It's an ERC722, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But anyhow, so it has two features. And the first feature is like it allows its main purpose is for this escrow accounts. So locking up collateral, okay? And it does it by this token partitions. Like they have the code allows, like think of it like they call it like a traditional hard disk partition where it's managed, a single token is managed in partitions. So it enables people to stake tokens without actually transferring them out of their wallet. So it's kind of like a promise. And anyhow, so you don't really need to understand the technical aspects of how this works. And if you do, you can get into the white paper and read how it works and so forth. Now, some of the use cases of this token is collateral for payment networks. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. But there are these other use cases that the AMP token says that it could do. And that is like collateral for individuals. So like you could, hold collateral and like, cover margins on some exchange or something like that. And then also collateral for DeFi projects and stuff like that. But so anyways, let's move on. So this is this FLEXA thing here. And so currently there is like $300 million that could be spent at one time. Okay. So there's like, this is collateral. Okay. So there's this much collateral in the system that could be spent at any one time. Okay. And here are the tokens, or not the tokens, here are the networks that are supported. So any token on these networks could potentially be spent in a merchant, in a store. And here are the two apps that are currently integrated, but there's a whole bunch more coming of like, these are like the wallet apps, right? That you could use and stuff. I'll explain it more. So if you want to see like download the app, and you can then go inside the apps and see like which which merchants are supported and so forth and so forth. So you can check this out by downloading and checking to see which your favorite store is inside the app and so forth. Okay. So the docs is not very good, but I did find this one Medium article here, and I would read through this if you want to confirm what I'm going to say in my flowchart. But it does explain these two here. These two, I will link to both of them. They do explain the system and how it works pretty well. So you can read this in your own time, or you can kind of just take my word for it. So let's move over to the flowchart, and I will explain things to you there. Okay, so here we have Dollar Bill and Boosted Bill. Now, Boosted Bill is got a whole bunch of shit coins in his wallet or on different networks. So he's just got a bunch of tokens. And Boosted Bill, or Dollar Bill here, just wants to make some money. He's bullish on the whole FLEXA and AMP token ecosystem that I'm going to explain, okay? So the first thing is we have these different wallets. I showed you all the different wallet apps, right? So you would... This is one of the options, is you can choose one of these to support your payments, to use as your payments on your mobile phone, right? So you would download one of these apps. There's a whole list of them, and some are coming soon and some are being integrated and so forth, right? So the first thing is Dollar Bill here. He will stake his AMP tokens on ETH Mainnet into the wallet pool that he desires. So there's a large chart that looks like this. And this chart will kind of show you that, how much collateral is put up front for each of those use cases, right? So let's say Dollar Bill is bullish on, he thinks the Gemini app is going to be used mostly for this. So he would stake his AMP tokens on the Gemini app, or maybe he thinks the Spender or the Argent wallet or whatever wallet he thinks is going to get the most through, like the most spending on, or the most use case. And he will stake his AMP tokens in the corresponding pool on ETH Mainnet. Okay, so you put $1,000 in, and then now that wallet has $1,000 worth of collateral that Boosted Bill could use to buy things. Okay, now Boosted Bill is going to deposit his shit tokens into one of those apps, the one he chooses, right? So he's going to, let's say he has ETH, and he deposits it into his Gemini app, and it just sits there inside his Gemini app, and he can spend it whenever he wants, right? Now, he goes to GameStop. He wants to buy a Nintendo Switch, right? So he's like, hey, I want to buy this Nintendo Switch. So he goes into the GameStop. He takes out his phone. He clicks the amount that he wants to spend and all this. And bloosh, it produces a QR code that GameStop will then scan, okay? There's a whole bunch of videos on this channel here that kind of show this, and you can kind of scroll through this and take a look. I'll put a link to this channel as well in the description. So, so the GameStop will scan this QR code, and it happens very quickly, right? And then the collateral that's inside this pool will be allocated as collateral for the bank. So the bank will then see that this collateral is, it's there. Okay, they have the money, and then they will tell the GameStop that, yes, it's good to go. And this will all happen in seconds, okay? So they're like, yes, collateral's there. Yes, you can pay. You can accept this payment, right? And then Boosted Bill will walk out of the store with his Switch, right? Now, what happens next is that, like, if this transaction, if this Gemini wallet does have this like Ethereum and everything goes okay, then the Gemini will tell the bank, okay, everything went good, and they will deal with the money and stuff like that. And the bank will eventually send the money to the GameStop account wallet, right? Or to the bank account of GameStop, right? And everything will be okay. And, then they will also take the Ethereum, and they will handle this Ethereum how Gemini or whatever wallet sees fit, right? Any of these exchange partners, how they see fit, they can sell it for whatever they want to do with this. Like they're running their books basically. Okay. Now there is a small fee to GameStop, and that fee will be used to buy some AMP tokens off of the market and add it to this pool. So this is how Dollar Bill makes his money. That's how he gets paid for supplying this collateral that is used to make sure that the payment can go through. So GameStop will pay this small fee. I think it's like 1% or less than 1%. And these tokens are then, that money is used to buy from the exchange. So buy from like Gemini or Coinbase or whatever of these exchanges that are supporting the FLEXA network. And then these tokens will be added to this staking pool periodically. Okay. Now, let's say something does go wrong with the Gemini wallet or some sort of problem with the Gemini wallet, then these AMP tokens will be slashed. They will be sold, and the bank will be paid their money through these AMP tokens. So the bank is definitely going to get their money either from the exchange partner, such as Gemini in this case, or through the selling of the AMP tokens and so forth. Now, there's a couple more things I want to mention, and that is that they've built these transformer pools, okay? So let's say Bill doesn't really think too highly of this particular wallet. Okay, so instead of staking his AMP tokens into the wallet pool to support that particular wallet transactions, he can support the particular network. So maybe he will stake his AMP tokens on Ethereum, on the Ethereum transformer pool. Now, why is this important? Is it allows a third party, like some wallet that has not integrated FLEXA system into their own SDK. It basically allows any wallet to walk into a store and say, oh, GameStop, I want to buy something. So GameStop will then produce a QR code. And like in this case, MetaMask will scan it and it will go through, let's say, the Ethereum network and the transformer pools. And all of this collateral stuff will still happen, right? So it'll be still instant payments or instant confirmations. He can instantly walk out of the store with his switch, and then it will be settled behind the scenes afterwards through the exchange partners. So then when he scans this QR code, basically it's like, yes, we have the collateral, pay them, good, walk away, and then slowly this confirmations of the Ethereum being sent to the exchange partners. So maybe this Ethereum will be sent to Gemini or Coinbase or any of these exchange partners that FLEXA is using to custody their tokens, and then the Ethereum again being used through those exchange partners to get the money that needs to be used to pay the bank. Okay, so I think this is pretty interesting. I hope it's not too confusing and so forth. I do like it, and I do think this is the kind of technology that we need right now in order to get merchants to really accept crypto, because, like I said, like a merchant does not want to have a wallet filled with various and all kinds of different cryptocurrencies. And then the other alternative is like, oh, you can only pay with Bitcoin or you can only pay with Ethereum. And that's not very user friendly either, right? Like if a merchant says, oh, I only accept Bitcoin, then you have to use like Bitcoin or Lightning Network or something like that to make these payments. And this allows for pretty much any cryptocurrency. So any cryptocurrency that these wallets support can be used to make these payments. And then the list can grow as well, right? And go on and on and on. It's basically the wallets are taking on the risk of these tokens and so forth, because they're going to handle the selling of the tokens for the money they need as they see fit, right? So now Gemini and Coinbase are definitely compliant and not a high risk wallets to trust that they're going to manage these tokens in the proper way. But you never know. But basically all that boosted Bill cares is that, oh, I sent my Ethereum and I got my Switch. He doesn't even have to understand all of this other stuff. All this other stuff I've explained for the sake of the AMP token holders, so they understand the risks and where they want, if they want to participate and support and collateralize this network. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.